Hey everybody! I have my new snow princess hair on, and I really like this. I got this actually with my Halloween costume. So I was a dead zombie prom queen, and now I'm just a snow princess. So I'm making a message here for New Year's. So happy New Year's, everybody. And so I want it to be obviously a message to roll out 2020, whatever Spirit wants to share with us. Is there anything else? Not really sure. How was your Christmas? How was your Hanukkah and your Kwanzaa? How's your awesome holiday? Does it feel good to feel as though you've moved on from that and now we're like at the cusp of the new year? Does that feel good to you? Is that exciting? I think a lot of us feel pretty darn good once we're finally on December 31st and we're about to move into the next year. And we always move into the next year with these like really big dreams and these really high hopes for an even better year, right? I've done that year after year. Like, it's going to be a better year. It's going to be a better year. How do you cope with it when it's not a better year? Then you could get into the December 31st, and then you're ready for a better year, and then it's still not that year that you want it to be, right? That happens. It happens year after year after year. But it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a super great year. It's going to be better than any other year we've ever known. All right? It is. It is. Okay, so let me relax. I'm just going to see what comes up here. And I got a message, I guess, on my cell phone. So there. No interruptions. No more interruptions. Okay. All right. So, okay. My spirit guides are sort of like, so what do you want to talk about today, Abby? And let me just see. All right. Let's see if there's something very specific that I want to talk about that I'm not consciously aware of yet. All right. In order to actually know how you actually feel or what you're actually thinking about, you literally have to clear your mind. Because so much on the conscious level we think is our real life and how we're really feeling about things. But actually, if we shut that off, we'll find a different answer. We'll find a different message. We'll find a different inspiration inside. It's so weird. Already there, I guess I was supposed to say that because they're already showing me an image. And it's much like the Frozen movie. And I saw the Frozen movie, the new one. And it's full of kind of snowflakes and sparkling snow. Snow that hasn't been stepped on. It sparkles like diamonds. And there's a white and blue, just these shades of color. And there's some silver to it as well. And I'm not in the scene. I'm outside the scene looking in. And where I'm standing, it's sort of like, it's like blood. I know, it's like weird curtains, red curtains, but they feel more gruesome than that. And there's something to the material. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I guess, you could have a tutu and it has that springy material to make it pop up. It feels kind of like that texture. And it's going over this sort of, it looks like it's a show. It looks like a stage. But I'm standing on the stage looking at this image of snow and pristine and perfect sort of glittering diamonds. Wow. This is a complex message. One idea that comes to me is, what if 2019 felt kind of like a mess that you don't want to be in? And it was kind of horrific on some levels, like too horrific. Right? Obviously this looks gruesome, but it could be defined as horrific, okay? And to step into the unstepped in snow, this sort of perfect, pristine snow image, sounds like a nice idea, right? This is a very complex message. But no, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to face the other side. Not the pretty picture, but the ugly picture. The picture that disturbs me the most. And it's the picture of what I didn't want it to be. It's like the nightmare you don't want to dream of. There's two people sitting, it seems like a movie theater now, with red seats, old school movie theater, not like the reclining seats, but red seats. They look old and worn. A man and a woman. And they're seeing me on the stage. But they're not saying anything. They're just eating popcorn, watching me as though I have something to show them, some sort of entertainment to provide. So we have perspectives here. They're sort of relaxing, ready to see a show. I mean, they look very content. They look very peaceful. And I'm in the experience of being on this stage, horrific stage. And all I want to do is step into something more pristine, something more glistening and beautiful. And I'm not allowed to. I got to face whatever this is. Face what I don't want to face. Huh. So, all right, so how do I want to put this? You ever have things happen in your life that you just won't talk about because you don't need to, or you don't even need to go there, but you actually do? You actually do need to talk about that. You do, and you need to submerge yourself deep into that, which makes you the most grossed out. And you need to put it on the front stage, and you need to participate in that. So we want to live in the perfect. We don't want to live in the gruesome, horrific experiences, right? But the only way to get to what is quote unquote perfect or better than this is to actually do that. Do that which we avoid doing. This is actually quite healing, and I feel energy from my heart moving down. It's almost like admitting something to myself that I don't even know that I'm admitting. It's like a bust within myself just moved, and it's time now to take a look at this. You could call it the elephant in the room scenario, but it's the elephant within yourself scenario. There's a giant elephant there, and you're not looking at it. You just want to keep looking at the pretty picture. Do whatever you can to step into that, but we have to look at reality here. We got to look at raw, hard reality. Even if it's gross and we don't want to look at it and it makes us feel gross, and maybe it makes us feel like we're being singled out and we're on the stage and we're just a spectacle. Somebody else's entertainment. This is going to get a little bit more difficult, but it does get a lot better, because I'm even feeling, as I'm talking through this and sharing this message, I'm feeling this energy in my heart, just like it's okay. It's okay. It's like that one thing you won't say, and then you finally say it, and it's like this dam breaks and this water starts to flow. And it does. I'm feeling flow coming from the heart going down, and it's very healthy. Now I'm trying to get to these two here. Eating this popcorn, watching me. I gotta figure out what is going on in their world. It appears as though they're just a couple out to watch a show, and they got their popcorn. They're an older couple. They look like your classic, like you want it to be, you know? Like everything is hunky-dory. And now we're going to go see our show. And we're going to laugh, and it's going to be great. And we're going to bond. But none of that actually happens. It's almost like We fantasize about it becoming a perfect moment, but it still doesn't create the connection. It doesn't create the electricity that we want it to create. So I'm not allowed to get into their minds or into their world. So all I can do is just stand here on the stage and accept my place and let go of that perfect world. My spirit guys say, wait, hold on, time out. You're going to let go of the perfect world? And it's like, well, aren't you guys telling me that we need to just face the gruesome and really face this stuff? So if I'm going to face it, then where's the perfect world actually at? Maybe the perfect world is right in this moment. Maybe the perfect world is when life is this hard. Because that is when we are making movements. That's when we're breaking down those icicles and those energy blocks and those brick walls. When it feels this difficult, we're actually making magic. So my spirit guides, this is a male energy, and he's kind of in a silent respectfulness. And he starts to share kind of like a sadness, because when it's like the human wonders when it can have something and when the hell will go away, kind of thing. Like, when can I have something beautiful? And why am I always standing in hell? When can I resurrect from this and enter into something better than this? And it's a sort of the challenge of being human. And sometimes we get attached to wanting something, and now we're sort of neglecting what we need to work on inside. So where's the balance at here? Where's the actual pristine balance? And he's saying, don't linger in this for too long, because you don't need to. All you need to do is acknowledge it, work through it, have that moment, work through it, and then let it go. Don't try to figure anything else out. Don't try to make sense of those two people over there and what they're thinking and how they feel about this and what's really going on in their world. Don't even worry about it. Just do what you need to do. Express what you need to express, even if it feels like you're in this horrific movie and you're the one that is being pointed out here. You need to just do that thing. And then it's going to alleviate pressure. It's going to break a dam within yourself, an energy block, and it's going to let the water flow naturally as it should. And now you can transition into something better, right? Because once the dam breaks and the water starts to flow, what comes next? Your reward, right? Good job, your gold star, you did it. So now you get to reap the reward of facing that challenge. So acknowledge the elephant within yourself. So I feel a bit like, I'm not sure. Am I supposed to turn around and now step into that snow? It doesn't really look like the energy and the meaning of that image is not the same anymore. And so my drive or my pull towards what I thought I wanted or what I thought was beautiful or perfect for me is changing because I'm changing. So I face that elephant, right? And everything that I thought I wanted isn't necessarily what I want anymore because I've changed. I faced that big deal inside of me, and now I have a different direction that I want to go in. And they say, expect this in 2020. And a good way to summarize what they mean is it's going to feel like you're moving towards something that you're desiring or you're delighted about, and keep moving towards it. It's actually your path to do that. But If you start to feel some vulnerability, don't ignore it. It's the elephant that has come up, and you need to take a look at it. You need to face it. And then don't be surprised if you feel a little different. And now what you didn't expect becomes your new pathway. And that's a good thing. That's a bonus. That's surprise. That's magic. That's a gift. So enjoy the ride. And don't worry about it. Just take that ride wherever it is guiding you, wherever it is directing you, towards that beautiful, pristine scene. When you come into the vulnerability, acknowledge it, express it, and now watch as things change. Your interests, your direction, whatever you thought you wanted or wherever you were going could become a different direction. They're actually very excited about this. They're like clapping a lot about this. They see this as very exciting, and you should too. Okay. There's a little boy here, and he's got a teddy bear, and he's kind of sucking his thumb, and he just says, I want to go home. And I pick him up, and he's got angel wings. And he doesn't know where his home is. And he does kind of fly around in this movie theater and then come back, but he doesn't know where to go. He's lost. But it's not lost, it's sort of lost inside of himself, really. He knows how to fly. He knows he has angel wings. He needs help. I feel inspired to ask this boy what he thinks of everything. And I show him all the images we've gone through and the discussions that we've had, and the two parents that are out there in the audience having a date night. I mean, they might have teenage kids or even kids in college. That's kind of the age range. This is interesting. Just brace yourself, okay? This might look a little bit creepy, but it'll make sense, okay? So the boy's standing now, and he's starting to turn black into a darkness. And it kind of eats at him, and he starts to wither. And it's like he's becoming just a pile of ash. But he really didn't. He's hiding. And I ask him, why did you do that? Are you afraid? Because you're not a pile of ash, you know. You know that you're not a pile of ash, so why are you doing that? I can see the boy clear as day. He's pretending. He says he just starts to cry, and he comes through the veil and he says, I just want to go home. Let me just slow down a minute. I'm supposed to do this. So I point at the two parents out there, and I say, what do you think of those two right there? And again, the sort of darkness comes out, and he's got like a knife in his hands, and it's like he starts to turn to blood, a bit gruesome. And then he kind of disappears as smoke into the air. And he's stuck. Sort of like he's stuck in a pattern. And the pattern brings out this dark side of himself, and then he becomes sad and withdrawn, trying to hide now, only to return as this sort of lost angel, needing help to get home. And help is giving him some ideas which only pulls out that wound, that vulnerability, and he becomes vulnerable to it, lost in it, hiding in it, withdrawn, and now coming back forward and asking for help again. This is a really big message. Are you picking up on what this message is about yet? So my spirit guides say, well, what do you think the message is about, Abbey? Because they're saying that my interpretation may be different than someone else's. I see human. I see humanity as the fallen angel, but I don't see the fallen angel as evil or dark or bad. I see it as a beautiful choice of growth and the gift of separation in order to grow and understand love in a more powerful and meaningful way. But sometimes we get lost in the dark, right? So now the fallen angel, aka the human, we are trying to discover love that reminds us of source that which we left. And you see how we get kind of lost sometimes on this path. And sometimes we fall victim to our own inner turmoil. And then we get lost in it and we separate from others who are trying to give us ideas or suggestions. And then when we do that, we can become withdrawn too. Only to come back around and acknowledge that we need to keep working on this. It could even be a life issue. Like, you ever have do you have a life issue? I swear to God, we all have a life issue kind of like this, where you've been working on this difficulty. Usually it's like relationship central here. So it's a family member, it's a friend, it's your significant other, and it's over the course of years. And it seems to have a pattern that's developed, making progress only to step into some mud here. How that mud changes you and creates the vulnerabilities, creates kind of then a withdrawal within yourself, perhaps from that relationship, only to come back and want to keep working on it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And all you want to do is find your way home. That's what I see. I tell the boy, one thing that you don't want to do is say, I'm lost, trying to find my way home. What you need to do is say, I'm already home. My spirit guides say, well, he's a boy. He needs to be looked after, right? So maybe his home is with some parents. And I say, my energetic process of this meaning is that it is our weakness. So, and it could be our inner child and parts of us that we need to look at and to heal. And so adults can have inner childs that are just like this. And one way that you heal it, to nurture the inner child that feels like it wants to go home, back to source or to the angelic realms or their alien spaceships full of love or whatever it might be, right? Is to actually embrace exactly where you are right now. Because we didn't come to this earth to leave this earth. We came to this earth to learn from this earth, to be a participant in it, to discover the magic of it. Kind of interesting because I channeled Merlin and I've been really thinking a lot about his message. And I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to watch it. But Merlin is this like ridiculously practical guy. And I want Merlin to be more of the fantasy version. But whenever I go to talk to him, he's this like ridiculously practical guy. And he's like really encourages us to embrace our reality, like full-fledged embrace it. And once you embrace it wholeheartedly, not trying to escape it, not escaping it through other motives, like motivations, like, TV or video games or alcoholism or whatever it might be. But when you start to really embrace life wholeheartedly as the natural human, right, as you are, you will find the magic in it. You'll find the magic in life, in your realm, in your reality. And so I feel like this too is part of the message that I'm picking up on, is that this inner child wants to return to where the love is pure and balanced and it makes sense, right? But you left that for a reason. You chose a separation from that for a reason, and it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful reason. It couldn't not be any more beautiful than it was, and it is, and it always will be. And it was ridiculously beautiful, as the reason why you came here is so beautiful. Now, embrace your life. Embrace this as your home. Be present here. What are you running away from inside yourself? What do you feel lost? Where do you feel lost inside yourself? Where is it that you need to feel nurtured and supported by others that you cannot nurture and support yourself? Where are those vulnerabilities, right? And embrace this place. Embrace this as your home. It's going to heal you and empower you and motivate you. And there's going to be no elephants inside yourself, because you're going to be brutally honest with yourself about how you feel and why you feel that way. And then you're going to relax and you're going to say, but do I really feel this way, or do I just think I feel this way because of some other reason? This is some serious energy going through this message here, because I'm feeling heart is opening, solar plexus is opening, sacral chakra is opening, and we're feeling more rooted into the planet. And this is this 2020 message. This is this Happy New Year's message. It's so wonderful, you know? It's like the brutal Halloween bloodbath scene. Is that why I'm wearing Halloween hair? Maybe. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna chill out for a moment and see what else comes through, okay? All right, we're gonna go through, we're just gonna take this a little bit further with the energy. Just really opening the sacral chakra, sexual body, okay? Inner child wounds in there too. Even if you had a beautiful childhood, there's still inner child wounds in there. There's a lot of birth difficulties and being made fun of. Or, I mean, there's all kinds of vulnerabilities that you would never have thought. Because we're all vulnerable. There's literally nobody that is not vulnerable. So right now I'm just literally just reminding you of how beautiful you are. And it's your vulnerabilities that make you the most beautiful you could possibly be. And I'm going to tell you a secret. You're already home. And it's okay to let go of any feelings like you miss source, you miss the love of all. You're already there. You just, a part of you is projected here for a beautiful reason. And all this beautiful stuff makes you so beautiful. So I'm just sort of circulating that here and allowing any vulnerabilities just to come out, because it's okay, right? So we're just going to take the root, and then I'm just going to pull the root right on down even deeper into the earth, so you feel super grounded, like actually feeling your feet in your energy feet, your spirit feet, in your actual human feet. And then we're going to bring that energy and just really ground it and anchor it into the planet. And Mother Earth has so much to share. She's like got so much to say. And you want to hear her. You want to receive her. She loves you. So I'm helping you to feel your feet on the ground, okay? Feet firmly planted onto the earth. And I'm just sending unconditional love through this sort of grid of all of us in this moment. Whether this is that you're watching this like right now or like in the future, in the past, no matter what's your timeline, right? We're in a collective grid of experience together all at the same time. Even though I'm just making this video and I'm just basically talking to myself, I'm really talking to you. I always was. And so we're all connected. And I'm sending all this unconditional Jesus-style love through this grid work of energy that connects us all. And it feels like a good day to celebrate life. It's awesome. Okay, there's our Happy New Year message. It's a good one. It's a creepy one and a good one. So much to learn from it. Okay, thank you for joining me on this journey. And I hope you have a Happy New Year. And if any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Okay, have a good day. Have a Happy New Year. And I'll see you next year.